hear me? Hello.
Yeah,
Hi, nice to see you. How are you?
uh, not much. And you?
And how are you? Are you good? Are you? How are you?
Not much.
Okay, not much. You cannot say not much. You can say I'm good. I'm not bad. Not bad. Okay, not much is something else. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how was your day today? Can you please tell me? How was your day today?
I have a lot of cool. I had a lot of work today,
Mhm.
and yeah, so I have just come back home now. And in the afternoon, I visited my grandparents.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. And what will you do tomorrow? Do you have any plans for tomorrow?
tomorrow. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in the morning, go. I'm going to work and do some plan for my business on next week.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
I'm going to Indonesia, uh,
Indonesia. Mm-hmm.
uh,
Indonesia.
Indonesia,
Mm-hmm.
Indonesia from uh, 4th to 8, 4 to 8 April.
Mm-hmm. 4 to 8. Mm-hmm. Okay. And when you will, are we going to have classes during this period of time? Are we going to have classes?
I don't know exactly because it's depend on tour, so I will give you some message when I come there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I just want to tell you that on Saturday I cannot have class. Okay, okay, because it's my son's birthday.
Ah, yeah.
So yes, so okay, so we will not have class on Saturday. I hope that is okay because my son is having a birthday,
Yeah,
and
come.
yes, and I hope that is okay. I just want to let you know, okay, on time that we will not have a class. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm. Okay. And yes, and can you please tell me yes? And what is something that I just want to ask you? What is something that you will do on the weekend? Do you have any plans on the weekend?
This weekend, I'll turn to my hometown to visit my parent-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you will visit your parents-in-law. Okay, and yes, this is something that is good. Okay, and can you please tell me, okay, what with your family? What will you do with your family? Do you have any plans with your family? What are you going to do with your family?
Maybe a small party with my family for family reunions. For a long time, so I'm so busy, so I haven't come back to my hometown. So I think that would be an occasion um meet some relatives.
Relatives.
Relatives, yeah, relatives.
Mhm. Okay,
Right.
so meet some relatives. Okay, very nice. Okay, so we will start here. Okay, just one moment. Okay, uh, just one moment, please.
Yeah.
How to talk. Okay, now let's take a look. Okay, so we have here a lesson. How to talk about yourself. Okay, so when you talk about yourself, can you please tell me something? What is something that is important when you want to tell me something about you? What is important when you want to tell me something? What is important uh, to say about yourself?
What is important? I think the mind
Uh,
is important.
Okay, and why? Why is that so important? Okay, what can you say about yourself? Okay, let's start with this. What is something that you can say about yourself? Do you
uh,
have?
I think for introduce myself, I'll introduce. I'll talk about my name, my job, and my location, my country, my hometown, and so on, and what I like and what I dislike.
Okay, now let's see. And we have here, okay, this situation. Look at the picture. Is your office like this? Okay, when you are doing your job, is your office like this?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
might see on the table, and I think the woman have a lot of things to do, lots of things.
Okay, so she has a lot of things to do. And is your office like this? Okay, can you please tell me, is your office like this? Do you have office like this? And in this picture, can you please tell me?
Pardon, can you explain more?
Okay, I ask you about this question. Okay, this question, is your office like
Uh,
this?
my office. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I think in some previously when I I did in human resources department. It's a it was a seminar night. Um, there are lots of things to do because in my company is a too big company, so in at that times I have a my it's a lack of staff in my department. It was lack of staff in my department. Then I had a responsibility for not only a staff but also a manager. I was so busy, and there are many things to do at the same time. I was so stressful. But now, when I changed my department, I turned into customer relationship department. Um, for the work cloud, uh, I uh, I have a responsibility in communicating with customers. So I don't don't have to um, work with document more more as I did.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now let's take a look. Okay, and we have here this question. Okay, number two. Can you please read the question number two?
Um, what is biggest time problem you have?
So what is the biggest problem that you ever had on your job? Okay, so what is the biggest problem that you ever had on your job?
I remember that um I remember maybe some previously in human resources department on ruler year at the end of the year in ruler calendar. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
um, my my boss set me to buy some for some imported white, uh, but it's not buy from a company. It's buy from a person who brought it from another country to Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, Unluckily, I forgot it. So my camera in particular occasion, we had a party, and my boss asked me about that. And it's terrible because don't have why we have any uh, we didn't have any way to serve my customer.
Okay, and okay, and what's your busiest time of the week? Okay, so which day during the week is your busiest busiest day? Can you please tell me which day is the busiest for you? Okay, so in which day you have a lot of things to do? Can you please tell me in which day do you have a lot of things to do?
I think I often mm, the most I busy is on Monday because I have a lot of work to do myself. In addition, I check the weekly plan of my staff.
Weekly plan of your stuff. Okay, and which day is not so busy? Okay, on which day you're not doing so much job? In which day is not which day is not so busy for you? Can you please tell me?
Mm. Which day I was busy?
It's not busy. Okay, which day is not busy for you during the
May-
week? Yes.
Maybe on weekend when
Okay.
I have a day off and I can take a rest to recharge my energy.
Okay, very nice. Now let's see, and we have here, okay, this speaking. Now, can you please read this text for us? Can you please read this text for us?
Yeah. Imagine that
Imagine.
imagine
Mhm.
imagine that the teacher is your new assistant. Role play a similar conversation for expansion. Uh,
Mhm.
and tell your teacher about the work. Include information about the following: timetable, routine route, meeting, traveling, clients.
Mhm. Okay, now let's start with timetable. Okay, so can you tell me about your timetable? Timetable means, for example, job that you are doing. Okay, so this is your job that you are doing. Okay, and you have your timetable about your job. Okay, so what do you do when do you go? Timetable means, for example, in what part of the day do you, for example, do you go on your job? What do you do during your job? Everything. Can you please tell me about your timetable on your job? So, what is something that you do?
Yeah, uh,
Mhm.
I will tell you about my timetable on um, all of my week.
Yes.
On Monday, I uh, I have uh, uh, I have checked my plan for I have checked my work for the my previous week. Uh, in addition, make a plan for this week, the current week, and um, I also check it for my staff. Then I um, I will send it for my boss.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, then um, I do on weekday. I do follow the plan. For example, on on Monday afternoon, I make some reports from research market research for my boss, and from Tuesday to Thursday, I go to the market to research on research what's my competitor do, and what programs they have to customer.
To a customer. Okay, to customer.
Customer Customers.
Okay.
And check our company's goods display on the market, and evaluate the effective job of my staff, and check their daily work in
check their daily work. Okay, so this is something that you do. Okay, and how about your routine jobs? Okay, so can you please tell me about your routine jobs? Okay, can you please tell me about your routine jobs? Okay, what do you usually do on when you have a job? Okay, so what are your daily routines about your job? When do you come to your office? What do you do? Can you tell me everything?
Yeah, when I come to my office, for example, today I I make make a plan for I make the project for uh, for training my staff to find new customer, and how I have to write some slide for how to make customer satisfied with our product and our service.
Okay, and we have here meetings. Okay, so how often do you have meetings on your job? Okay, can you please tell me? So how often do you have meetings on your job? Can you please tell me?
I often have 2 meetings every week. Once on Monday morning, and once in the afternoon, Friday afternoon.
Okay, and what is usually your meeting about? Okay, can you please tell me what is your meeting usually about?
Uh, I often control the meeting and check our department jobs, check the progress of our department job, and adjust if it's not well, it's not complete on time, and fix it for help my staff to fix it.
Okay, and travel. Okay, how often do you traveling? Okay, when you to go to some other meetings. Okay, so do go to some other countries. So how often do you travel?
To go traveling abroad, I often uh, go one time a year, but in my country, every month I will go. I will take a tour with my family, and yeah, and for myself, sometimes I will travel, get around for traveling by window shopping, or take go to the park, for resting myself.
For resting yourself. Okay, very nice. Okay, and okay, so this is about traveling. And which country? Okay, can you please tell me which country that you visited so far? Okay, not Vietnam. Okay, I'm asking you about country. Which country do you think is the best? Okay, can you please tell me which country do you think that you visited so far is the best?
Mm. It's depend on money I have because if I think it's at the moment go to Indonesia is the best way I can choose because some people said that Bali is a very exciting and impeccable landscape. But if I had more money, I would like to go America or Europe and so on.
Europe and so on. Okay, very nice. And how often do you have a meeting with your clients? Okay, so meeting with your clients. So how often do you have a meeting with your clients?
I have a meeting with my client every day. For small meeting with one to one. It's I think that it is um, because I have a responsibility to take care of our VIP customers in my company.
Okay, very nice. VIP. Okay, and how do you treat your VIP customers? Okay, so what do you usually say to your VIP customers? Okay, so what is something that you usually do? How do you have contact with your VIP customers? What do you usually say to them?
It's for some time I I go to visit some face to face.
Mhm.
Sometimes I think that when they are more closer, they are closer than closer. They are as close as my friend or my relatives. It's not need uh, to meet face by face very often because it takes time. So I often make a call to ask them about their house, their family, and their business, and ask them about how to improve their turnover and so on.
Okay, very nice. Now we have here, okay, just one moment. Susan is starting new job and she meets a new manager, Melissa. Okay, so what would you do, for example, if you meet a new manager? So what is something that you would do?
Mm. If I am her manager,
Mm-hmm.
I think that um I will give her a person that can help her to do some work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I will let her for some day off after she complete her job.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay, very nice. And we have here, okay, start work. What do I need? What do I need, for example, if I want to start working for your company? So what is something that I need if I want to start to work with your company?
Oh, maybe it depends. For example, if you want to be business staff. For example, you have no need for in agriculture, um, seed, seeds, and maybe um, have to learn about it if you have never you have never educated from agriculture university.
Mm-hmm.
Because my
Okay.
company is my company um, my company's fruit in seed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and yes, and what do you think? Can you imagine, for example, that you are working for international company, someone for who is who is working for international company? Can you think that you are working for international company? What do you think about this?
I think working in an international company is a interesting job, and because because that's the best way to study speaking English every day, day by day, and open-minded for um, because we can communicate with a lot of people from another country. But
Mm-hmm.
first,
Okay.
but
Mm-hmm.
first,
Okay. But.
yeah. Firstly, maybe English um, is a barrier. So um, before the taking part in an international company, I think everyone's have to learn English well as well, and can at least they can get by it.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. And now we have here this. Okay. Now I want to ask you about other jobs. Okay. So what other jobs can be interesting for you? Can you please tell me what other jobs, for example, are interesting for you that you think that you can work? Okay. So what is something that is interesting for you? Can you please tell
I
me?
when I Yeah, when I was young, I really wanted to be a teacher
Mm-hmm.
because my father was a professor, so I admired him a lot. So, but I'm failed to for MBA exam. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so that is the major condition to be a teacher. That was a
Mm-hmm.
major condition. Yeah. So I gave up my dream and go to be a staff, an officer in some company.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very nice. And now let's see. And I want to ask you, okay, what other things? Okay, can you please tell me? Uh, okay, are interesting about your job? Okay, so now I want to come back on your job. Okay, so what other things are interesting for your job? Can you
Uh,
please tell me what is something that is interesting about your job?
yes, uh, the the most uh, uh, the most interesting in my job for me is communicating with my customer because I like talking with the other and listen to them and mm, understand more about people's life. It make me happy and keep my mind intellectually alive.
Okay, so this is something that makes you feel happy. Okay, very nice. And now we have here about frequencies. I always work in the garden at the weekend. Okay, so can you please tell me something about you? What is something that you do always? Okay, do you have something that you do always? What do you do always? What is something that you can always do?
Ah, weekend.
What?
Okay. My when I return to my hometown, I often help my grandmother to grow her plant, her trees, and her vegetable. I think that um, and that work is very interesting and very relaxing.
Okay, so this is something that is very relaxing. Okay, and we have here never. Okay, can you please tell me what is something that you never do? Okay, so we have here something that you always do, and what is something that you never do?
Ah, I uh, I have never ignore the people around me.
Ignore people.
I because I want every pupil, especially my parents, my children, and my friends all very happy. So I try my best to take care of them.
Mhm. Okay, and often. Okay, so this is not always, but often. Okay, so what is something that you do often? Okay, for example, on your job. Okay, let's speak about your job. What is something that you often do on your job? Can you please tell me?
I've often go to the market to make some research about our products and my competitors' products.
Okay, and why do you do that?
Because it's very important to be you perhaps know that market is changing rapidly. So
Rapidly.
yeah,
Yeah.
so not only my company, but also a lot of companies in our country, in another country, that who come to who come to this country to take part in to take part in the business. So catch up with new information about the market, help my company to give exactly determines about the new products and about new strategies uh, to um, uh, to improve our turnover.
Okay, our turnover. Okay, and we have here usually. Okay, usually not. Okay, what is something that you usually have, for example, for lunch? Can you please tell me what do you have usually for lunch? Can you please tell me?
For what?
For lunch, for
For
lunch. Mm-hmm.
For lunch, I often eat in my office because my company has my company cook for lunch for staff. But sometimes I go to a coffee shop to meet my friend to catch up with their life and take some coffee and take some snacks for lunch.
Okay, very nice. Okay, and with your family. Okay, so we have here sometimes. Okay, so what is sometimes that you do on holidays with your family? Can you please tell me what is sometimes that you do uh, with your family?
Um, because my children like the beach, so we often go to the beach for holiday, and I often take a walk alongside the beach, and my my children often like swimming. Sometimes we enjoy in diving into the sea to see corals.
Corals. Okay, very nice. And can you please tell me, okay, and on the next, I want to ask you, on the next vacation, okay, so where would you like to go? On your next vacation, where would you like to go?
The question,
Mm.
um, I would like to. I try to go to Dalat. Dalat is is the is the middle of Vietnam, um, and it's quite cold, and the weather is very fresh air. It's quite different from Hanoi now, because of where I live now the summer is coming. The summer is coming, and on vacation this on on the vacation la, on the end of last April, I think that maybe the weather is too hot.
Okay, so the weather can be too hot. Okay, and what is something that you rarely do? Okay, what is something that you rarely do? Can you
Uh,
please tell me?
Rarely do. I
Mm.
think maybe take care take care animals. Also, I love them a lot, but I was allergic with feather, so
Mhm.
it's difficult for me to close them.
Okay, okay, and now, and let's see. Okay, we have here things that you do on your job. Okay, can you please tell me what things do you usually do beside your job? What else, for example, how often do you drink coffee on your job? Can you please tell me how often do you drink coffee on your job?
I usually take a cup of coffee every morning when I come to my office. It's because it's can make me feel refreshed after uh, it's help me to avoid being sleepy.
Okay, and yes, and on your job, okay, after your job, I just want to ask you, after your job, what do you usually do after your job? What do you do after your
Uh,
job? What do you do?
uh, After my when I finish my work in the afternoon, on Monday to Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, and Thursday, I often come back my home to prepare the dinner for my children. Go to the market to buy some food, um, foods, or some things we need for daily life. For example, toothbrush
Mm-hmm.
and toilet paper and and everything. But um, on Tuesday and Friday, I have writing class, English writing English class. So I come back home at night. It's too late, maybe 9:30, and I eat some snack at my class.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is something that is happening. Okay, now we have here. Okay, now on this. Okay, we need to match. Okay, now match the questions with the answers, then listen again to check your answers. Okay, so you we have here Susan. Okay, write a short email to a friend describing your new manager and your new job. Okay, now we have here this. Okay, now can you please read this part of the text for us?
Yeah. Do, do you want some coffee?
No. We will come back on this new job. Okay, can you please read this part of the text?
Sorry. I started my new job today. I work for the manager of sales department. I start to work at 8 o'clock.
Okay, so now can you describe, for example, your manager? What do you do? Can you describe everything about your job? Can you try to? Yes, your man. Can you describe, for example, I started my new job. Okay, now, can you try to describe everything what you're doing on your job? Okay, let's try.
I started my new jobs in sales department.
No, your job. I'm asking you about your job. What is your job? What do you do? I want
Yeah,
you to describe your job.
yes. My job, is make my customer satisfied with my with our company's product and service, and how to do some research to find out the way to improve the product and the service.
Okay, now, and can you please tell me, okay, that is nice. Okay, and how, can you describe what else do you do on your job? Do you have something else that you do on your job? What else do you do?
Can you repeat?
What else do you do on your job? What else do you do? Okay, you make your customers happy. Okay, you respond. Okay, can you describe, for example, your manager? Can you
Ah,
try to describe your manager?
um, I you ask me that how I can make my customer satisfied.
No. I'm asking you to describe your manager. Okay, so what is your manager like? Can you please tell me what is your manager like?
My manager, my
Mhm.
manager, uh, is I think maybe maybe he's so strict.
Mhm.
I have never seen his smoke.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And um, uh, he often work a lot, and every time that I come to his room for discuss for discussing about the jobs, he have never look at me, and he only look at on his screen, and reply me why he's doing his job.
Mhm. Okay, very nice. Okay, now let's take a look. Okay, we have here to give specific information about your office. Okay, he visit the office once a week, twice a month. So how often, okay, do you go to your office? Can you please tell
Hmm?
me how often do you go to your office? Do you go every day to your office? Do you work from your home? So how often do you go to your office?
I go to my office every day. Especially from someday I have go to I go to I go to my customers shop or customers house, and sometimes as my friend I go to the market But most of times I stay in my office. Some but some on season. Perhaps know that when we sell our seed for farmer, we have to go to we have to go to the farm to check it, and um, and from when the seeds into the soil until we can have it fast, we can uh, when we can harvest it. I
Okay.
think I think that it take maybe 3 months. Um, so for all of that times I often on the road and don't go to my office, and I go to my customers, from customer one customer to customer all the time.
Okay. Now we have here, how often do you travel to work? Oh, okay. How do you travel to work? Do you go to work do you go to your work by bus? Do you go by car? How do you go to your work? Can you please tell me how?
I often I often take my moped to get around and to work.
Okay,
Because
get your.
it's convenient, and it helped me to avoid a traffic jam.
Okay, traffic jam. Okay, very nice. Okay, now that is really nice and really good. Okay, and do you often travel for work? Okay, can you please tell me, do you often travel to work? For example, when is the traffic jam in your city? Can you please tell me, when is a traffic jam in your city? In what time is a traffic jam in your city?
In this city, traffic jam is a major problem. Every time when I go on the streets, I often be stuck in traffic jam, and I have to go slowly, and it took time and make me unhappy in polluted air.
Okay, very nice. And let's see, we have here, okay, and in which city in Vietnam you don't have a traffic jam? Okay, so now I'm asking you about which city don't have traffic jam in your country.
Uh, I think so. There are many cities have not traffic jam. Except from Hanoi on Ho Chi Minh. It's the two biggest cities in Vietnam.
Okay, and what other cities? Okay, we have here the different types of the city. Okay, so what city have a traffic jam, and what, for example, which city has the biggest traffic jam right now in your country? Is it Ho Chi Minh City or is it Hanoi?
Yes, both of Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi have traffic congestions all the time. I think so. But apart from to these cities, other cities in this country uh, is good is good in traffic.
Okay, so they are good in the traffic. Okay, now let's see. And can you please tell me, how can you avoid a traffic jam in Vietnam? What is something that you can do to avoid a traffic jam in
I
Vietnam?
Yeah, I when I want to go somewhere, I have to plan how much time it take me. For example, from normal traffic, it take me 1 hour. I always prepare in advance about 1 hour in addition 1 hour. It means that when I have to meet customer at 8 o'clock, and it take me 1 hour to go there. I will go earlier, maybe at 6 o'clock.
At 6 o'clock. Okay, so you will go okay, and this at 6 o'clock. Okay, and can you please tell me when do you usually come back? Can you please tell me when do you usually come back?
I think in the afternoon, I when because I hate the traffic jam. So when I have planned to meet customer, I will do a lot of things with them and try to make a lot of customers one day. And I often come back home at the end of afternoon.
At the end. And what do you do after that when you come back? You have English classes or what do you do?
Having classes with you. Having
Okay, and your family, how do they go? For example, your husband, how do they do? Okay, I just want to ask you how he goes to his work. Hmm? How?
uh,
Mm-hmm.
how he go to go to his work by his private car.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and now let's see. And why? Can you please tell me why? Hmm?
uh, because he feel it's comfortable and private.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very nice. Okay, so okay, and your children, how do they go to school?
The bus school will pick them at our home.
Okay, okay, very nice. Now we will stop here. Okay, that was really nice. Okay, now can you please tell me, do you have any questions?
No question. And I think you have another class now.
I will have another class in 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. Before we finished our class, I just want to ask you: do you want to have a class on Friday instead of Saturday? We can have on Friday class if you
Friday
want. Mhm.
class.
Yes. Do you want? Do you want to have a class on Friday?
I have a class on writing class on Friday.
Okay. And maybe on Sunday. Would you like to have a class on Sunday?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Do you want, okay, I can mark this class. Do you want to have this class or not? Okay, just tell me. Okay. Do you want to have a class on, yes, yes, on Sunday.
Okay, on Sunday.
Okay, so we will have a class on Sunday instead of Saturday. Okay. Now I have to go, and I know it's late in your country, and I wish you a good night. Okay.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.